When I was 24, I was working in Egypt, and I wanted to go to a black hill that had a certain lizard. And I was very young, and a lot of the world did not make sense to me. I had a Libyan guide, and the Arabs measure distances like this, especially the dead ones. So we were driving out in the desert, 300 kilometers we had to go from Alexandria, and we'd done a few clicks when my driver said, go this far to the right, and I thought he had sunstroke. I looked at the desert, it was flat as a pancake. Desert pavement everywhere. A blazing sun, 120 degrees. What do you mean, this far to the right? So he said, landmine! So I slammed on the brakes. There were landmines out there, but there wasn't any in front. He was getting my attention. And so I made this target correction, and 300 clicks out, we hit the black hill on the head. We got right to it. And then he taught me a lesson in humility. He had me get out the map and spread it on the hood of the Jeep, and he showed me that with my trajectory, we would have had 50 kilometers for which we had neither fuel nor water. I'd still be bleaching out there if I had gone it my way. That would have been a feedback loop. My decision would have become my consequence, and it would have been negative. So the further into time that we project something, the clearer we have to be that we've some concept of the outcome. Risk analysis comes into that. Because once we introduce something into the environment, it's totally out of our control forever. It's a never-ending story of cause and effect. All you have to do is look at nuclear waste. In the Ural Mountains of Russia, in the late 50s, a buried nuclear dump blew up. It leveled the village. 1,000 square kilometers got leveled. All those left was the chimneys. That will not be habitable, they estimated then, for a century because of the radioactivity. How dangerous is the waste? If we don't know what to do with it, the only thing we can do responsibly is not produce it and look for alternatives. So in a sense, as I said earlier, we have systems supporting systems supporting systems. And as the gentleman was speaking and showing the different spheres, atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere, etc., the one thing we have to keep in mind is that the hydrosphere and the atmosphere all have currents that circumnavigate the world. And they carry pollution. A Chinese proverb says, every man has keys to the kingdom of heaven, and the same key opens the gates of hell. All that is saying is that everything has positive and negative consequences. Pollution travels the ocean of air. It pollutes the soil in my garden. In fact, some of the pesticides from the tropics are affecting tree line in the Arctic. They find the pesticides in the tree bark that travel that far. So if we destroy one part of the system, we destroy the system. The point I'm getting at is clean water, clean air, and clean soil are the bottom line of human survival. Bottom line. If we clean the soil and clean the water and still pollute the air, we pollute the whole world because it travels the airways. So, as a gardener, if I garden organically and make the soil of my garden healthy, the water that percolates through it is clean, but then it goes in a ditch, which goes in a stream. And we take care of streams very nobly. We have river people who take care of just like the highways. But who cleans the ditches? Nobody. Who thinks about ditches? Nobody. They're conduits of poison. But if every gardener cleaned his or her patch of soil, and every farmer took care of their soil, so the ditches were clean, we would be cleaning the oceans of the world for all people, for all generations. To the extent that I clean the soil of my garden and water comes out as clean, I'm cleaning the world's oceans. If everybody did that, what difference would we make as a collective of individuals? That's why we have systems supporting systems supporting systems, from the smallest to the largest. It's all an interactive system. And as an interactive system, there can be no such thing as an independent variable or a constant value. Sustainability is a way of life. It's not an endpoint. It doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to pollute the world. I wrote a book a few years ago called The Perpetual Consequences of Fear and Violence. I'm going to read you some of the dichotomies that I came up with, because the hunter-gatherers that I dug up when I went through the literature had a very different way of life. Love, as they understood it, understands that nature's intrinsic values exist. They're not economic values, they're intrinsic in how the system functions. Excuse me. And they strove to accept nature as it is and live in harmony with it. Fear, which is where we live today, especially with our current administration of the U.S., which is a fearmonger, which has often in my life, as I've worked in other countries, made me ashamed to admit I was an American, because we have used the world as an economic colony. Fear sees only nature's potential to be converted into personal economic gain, or sees nature as an enemy pitted against one's acquisition of personal economic gain, and thus tries to manipulate and control nature accordingly. Management means control. That's a human arrogance. We don't manage nature. I can't manage my wife. I can't manage my cat. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. We caretake. We take care of one another. We take care of the land. The Army Corps of Engineers has tried for a century to control the Mississippi, to manage it. They will never succeed. To hunter-gatherers, life's experiences are personal and intimate. Today, life's experiences, while personal to the individual living them, are trivialized and depersonalized by translation into statistical norms, units of labor, factors of production, and numbers instead of human names and faces. All at a homogenizing social scale that slays the heart and soul of humanity. Science dictates that the world is devoid of value. We humans lend value to the world so that we know we have value. The price of sustainability is sharing life's experiences and work and taking care of one another wherein all generations participate. Today, most Americans interact in relatively homogeneous groups of similar ages. We seldom mix. So old folks who are shoved off into the corner because they have outlived their usefulness become depressed. It's a big problem. Well, what happens if you mix children in with them? We don't have extended families these days. But there are no rules or books on how to raise kids. The grandparents have been there. You can help a child with a reality check. So what happens if we mix the age classes? Then we're getting back to what used to be a commons. It was a tree. In the Egyptian desert and in Saudi Arabia, it was very often an acacia tree. Some families had taken care of for one generation next from biblical times. But there were a place where the trade routes met and everybody was safe to gather under the tree. It was a commons. The value was relationship. Children were free to play, and the parents, while visiting, could watch the children. We've lost that. That's something that can be regained.